do things manifest anywhere? Where did this stuff come from? Is it being trucked in from other planets? It isn't, is it? In other words, how is it manifesting? How are you realizing what you're realizing? Well, it's a vibrational interpretation that is becoming this perception that you have. We know it's when you're born into reality, it's not the easiest thing to understand how it got there. But we want you to understand that things are changing because of your attention to them. So vibrations are turning to thoughts, and thoughts are turning to things. The emphasis that we want to place is upon your realization. So we want to talk about the manifesting process. What is the process of manifesting? Well, really, the very first manifestational evidence that you receive about your mix of thoughts, which is what you are creating, that's your mixing bowl, are the emotions that you feel. An emotion, what could be more manifested than something that you feel so powerfully? And when you think about it, just a little aside, everything that you or anyone wants or has ever wanted, you want because you believe you will feel better in the having of it. Whether it's a pile of money or a material object or an event or a circumstance or a relationship, everything that you want is because you think you will feel better. Well, when you think about it in the way we're presenting it to you here, one of the first things that manifests is the emotion that helps you to understand your vibrational content. The next thing that manifests is thought. Now, we want to be very vibrationally accurate. You have a thought and then you have an emotional response to it. So really the thought and the emotion are happening simultaneously. But we want you to notice first the emotion and then put the emphasis upon the thought that has caused the emotion. It'll be a really good way for you to perpetuate this momentum, because more momentum, then it easier it is for you to continue this thought. So when you are in that vibrational place where your vortex is in this high, pure vibration, and you are too, for whatever reason, maybe you meditated, maybe you had a massage, maybe you've been appreciating someone, maybe you just woke up and haven't done anything to pull yourself down yet. In other words, maybe you haven't done that thing you do that diminishes your vibrational frequency. So here you are, your vibrational frequency and that of your source and that of your vortex is all the same. And so now you begin to be the realizer of the sameness. So you just feel good. And the thoughts that begin to waft into your mind, the thoughts that you begin to perceive because you're in the vibrational vicinity, and so you can easily translate them, as Esther is doing right now with our vibration. As those thoughts are flowing into your mind, acknowledge that you are the translator of those thoughts. And when you follow the trail that has no resistance and lots of momentum, it's not only going to be really, really satisfying because it's fun in the moment, it's going to produce really, really wonderful things, which is satisfying in all those other levels of things that you put into your vortex. Does that make sense to you? You just can't go wrong. And that's the best example so far of what we were saying earlier about make it an emotional manifestation that you're reaching for. And when you're focusing on the manifestation of the emotion of fun, everything else takes care of itself. Or focus upon the manifestation of the emotion of clarity, everything takes care of itself. As opposed to the money that you need a means to the end. A means to the end, which seems like the money, and the means to the end seemed like the job or the means of making the money to the end. But really, the means to the end, because the reason that you want everything is because you think you'll feel better in having it. So the means to the end that you're really looking for is the fastest path to feel happy or clear or joyful or fun right here and now. Let that for a little while be the end that you are trying to find the means to, because you can find the means to that end now. You can find the means to that end right now. And when you get it, that is the end that you're really looking for, when you find the means to that end now and now and now and now, so that's your habit, that's perpetually who you are, everything that means what you have meant that you wanted then must flow into your experience. Does that make sense to you? Everything that you want, whether it's a material object or a relationship, a pile of money, an experience, a condition, a circumstance, every single thing you want is because you believe in the having of it, you will feel better. So it's the feeling better that is the end that you're wanting to find the means to. There's not one of you who cannot find the means to that end today. And if you'll do it and 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 do it, you will change your set point. You will change your point of attraction, and every subject that you have been advocating for, every preference that you have established, every time you've ever said, I want that, every time you've ever said, I don't want that, which implied that you do want that, all of those things are queued up, and they will begin flowing into your experience in such an obvious way that you will feel that feeling of invincibility that you were born to feel. That feeling that whatever you want, whenever you want it, is yours to have. The universe is flowing energy that creates worlds to you and through you, you say. You are the creator of your own perception of reality, and you are source energy in physical bodies. And you came into this time-space reality with very clear intention of living joyfully ever after. And you knew that there would be enough dynamics, that there would be enough variety and contrast to help you make constant new decisions about what you want. And you knew that you had the ability to move toward all of that. But you also knew that it wasn't the arriving at the destination that you were about. It's the journey. It's the continual finding of alignment. And so, one last bold statement that we want you to contemplate. And once you contemplate it and come over time to accept it completely, it is our promise to you that you will then begin your living happily ever after phase of your life experience. Sometimes as your path is unfolding, the perfect thing along the path is a problem coming into greater clarity. Because at the same time that a problem is coming into greater clarity, you are creating the solution in your vortex. Then all you got to do, once you have sufficiently created the solution by poking around at the problem, you just have to decide to be a little more unconditional for just a little while. And the solution will reveal itself to you in very short order. You're going to reach the point that you bless every problematic person in your experience. Oh, you are responsible for major growth within me. I would not be the person I am today if it were not for the harassment that you have provided for me. I'm so appreciative of everything that you've caused me to desire that you're not. And when I gained the wisdom to stop making your deficiencies be the basis of my vibration, then everything that you helped me to become, I began to realize. And then you're going to love all of the components of this magnificent world, because we really are all in this together. And when you stop needing to demand the conditions to be a certain way for you at a certain time, you will find freedom. You will find the freedom that you've been looking for. You'll find the joy that is natural to you. And you will begin the living happily ever after phase of your life experience, which, as far as we are concerned, should be the only phase that you were ever in.